Hey folks, Adam here at OpenOrg. I am here to give you a quick whiz around and tour of our workspace. This is where startup HR teams come to plan, to build, to ship their work way faster, and I'm going to show you some of the cool stuff they can do in here and show you how you can dive into to start playing around with it as well. Our workspace has got a few different elements to it, which I'll just point out to you now, and then we'll dive into the main event, which is our AI build partner, Gandalf. But there are a few things on here that folks can make use of. So we've got a bunch of really awesome people and culture playbooks on here that we have built. These are distilled from our own 25 years experience working with startup people teams all over the world, running people and culture initiatives. So we've got step-by-step playbooks in here that you can manually dive through, read over a coffee, execute in your own time, spanning things like team health checks and how to implement them, how to create better feedback culture, how to build people manager communities of practice, how to embed AI properly and build people and culture roadmaps and launch your first performance framework. So a lot of very typical initiatives that startup people teams go through. You can find a playbook on it in our library. And these are very guided step-by-step playbooks with like step-by-step stages that you can follow. Crammed full of templates and guidance and examples of all sorts of amazing other companies that do this really well as well. So if you want to take the manual route, then you can dive through these playbooks in your own time and use them to support your work, and people absolutely love using these. However, we can take it up a notch as well by using our AI build partner to help you with that work as well, and that's what I want to dive into as well now. So I'm going to show you a little bit around Gandalf. Gandalf is as I said, our AI build partner. He is tapped into our entire resource ecosystem of over 10,000 playbooks, some of which I've shown you just now. Also other resources that we've created and curated over time here at OpenOrg. It's like our own little private HR internet. It's incredibly exclusive to us and us only, and Gandalf is the only AI model who can access that. He's also, however, built into and tapping into Claude's LLM as well, which in our view right now is the best AI model out there. So you've got the best of both worlds here. You've got this curated HR, startup HR internet that you can tap into and use. These are resources built by people who have actually done your job before, and you've also got the ability to lean into Claude's AI model as well for some further research and question and answer work that you might be doing with Gandalf. Gandalf has got a number of different sort of modes and capabilities that you can tap into as well, which I'll just very quickly show you here. Think of these as like really specialist skills that he's got that we have spent a long time building very carefully, and he will activate these in the right moment when you are talking to him and using him, which you'll see this in a moment. But he's got a number of capabilities that span things like helping you to build really awesome people and culture roadmaps, building better surveys, analyzing your survey results, which is really cool, and he can also help you to build competency frameworks, design offsites and workshops, and do things like job ad generation and so on and so forth. We're constantly building these capabilities out, so they will grow and grow as time goes on. And on top of those specialist capabilities, he operates automatically across 4 different modes. So we've got create mode, which is where probably like 80% of the work happens across the 500 odd people that use this every day. We've also got find mode, which is very specifically about helping you to find the right template, resource, policy when you need it. Also got coach mode, which is all about sparring with you a little bit more. If you've got a particular people and culture challenge or fire to put out, you can use him in coach mode and he'll spar with you a little bit, which is very cool. And then we've got research mode, which is where we tend to tap more into Claude's LLM, going out and doing some deep research on things like trends, benchmarks, salary benchmarking, etc. as well. He will automatically switch between modes depending on what he thinks you need help on. Let's just dive in and show you around a little bit so you can see some of the cool things that you can do before we start chatting to him. So he will automatically, by the way, gather your context as you were talking to him, and as time goes on, your company might change shape and size and grow or shrink, or you might open up a new office in a new location. As you're telling him these things, he will automatically gather that context and save your work context here. You can also dive into this and edit it yourself as well, manually, so you can help him understand all the nuances about your business. And when he's responding to you or building facilitation or building personalized bespoke documents, he will take all of this into account to build something that's relevant to you and to your context. He'll also spot opportunities for what we call learning quests. So when he spots knowledge gaps in conversations with you, he'll automatically identify interesting resources that are within our ecosystem, and he'll add them to your learning quests, and these will build up, but you've got an opportunity to dive into these in your own time, to plug some of those knowledge gaps. And that's a very cool thing we want to keep building on and keep growing on here as well. But lots of newsletters and resources and other cool things that might help you along the way there, which we think is quite cool. All your chat history is saved, so you can access all of those old conversations as and when you want to, and all the documentation that you build with Gandalf is saved in here as well, which is really, really cool. So you can access that, search through it. You can even tag that in conversations with Gandalf too. So if you are looking to pull an old document that you've built with him before and use that in a new conversation, you can do that. And you can also tag lots of other cool things with Gandalf as well by hitting the app button. So to show you here, you can access all of our playbooks. You could, for example, take one of our playbooks and say, hey, I love this playbook, I'd like to tailor it for my business, can we do that? You can access all of our resources on Openverse, in case you're familiar with Openverse, all of our previous newsletter articles as well. Some of them are absolutely brilliant. And again, you can access all of your documents you've created with him. Let's just show you what he can do and how he works with a bit of an example. So I want to just say, hey Gandalf, I'd like to take our culture survey results. So let's grab some like culture survey results that we've built together. There we go, let's do that one. And build a slide deck I can present to my exec team. So we've already got some survey analysis that we've done with him previously. I won't take you through all of that because it takes a little bit longer, but we've created this already. We've got him to analyze our survey results. We're now using those results and the analysis to now build out a slide deck that we can share with our executive team. He's now telling me at this point that he's got a specialist capability we could use if we wanted to, which is all about data storytelling. This is really cool. So this is all about helping people to transform the data they've got into like executive ready narratives, connecting like that data to business goals and trying to think more about talking in exec language. We could utilize that capability now in building this presentation if we wanted, and the output would be a little bit more focused on business impact. I'm going to skip that for the moment for the purposes of this because it takes a little bit longer. There's a little bit more question and answer, but it's a very, very cool capability. For now, I'm just going to say, no, it's okay. I don't need to build a business case or convince anyone. We'll be aligned. Can we build a deck that incorporates all the key themes from the analysis and some of the light breakdowns to see what he comes up with. And there's some really cool analysis in that document that we've built together, breaking down some of those results. So what he should do now is take that direction and start creating, as you can see here, a beautiful presentation. This will be a version 1 PowerPoint style presentation file that you can download. It won't necessarily be in your core branding, etc. So think of this as a version 1. Think of this as him probably doing like 60-70% of the work for you. So you can then take that, download it, tweak it, amend it, add in a couple of bits and bobs yourself if you want to, and finalize it. He's saving you a lot of time, a lot of hours by doing a bulk of the work up front. So here we go. That's been created in 15-20 seconds, something like that. And you can now dive in and see your survey results in a slide deck form. You can tweak this with him back and forth as much as you want to, by the way, as well. But this is just like early effort from him, version 1. So he's pulled through some of the traffic light style scores and key sort of health points that I wanted from that document. He's like focusing some of the core themes that have come up here, which is really, really cool. And shared some of the sort of like high level summary actions, etc. that have been suggested as well, and a little 90-day roadmap. Very, very cool. You can then take that, download it as a PowerPoint and finish it up, change it. If you want to, you could take it a little bit further. At this point, you could update the document with him and say, this is great, can we change the color to something green, just for this example, and do you have any nice charts we could include too? He's got the capability to render really nice looking charts. You won't necessarily have them put into the deck itself, but quite often he'll be able to generate you a chart that you can then download manually yourself and put into the PowerPoint yourself if you want to afterwards, if you'd like to do that. But again, he's very good at updating decks and documents and so on and so forth, and you can do this with spreadsheets, you can do this with Notion pages, you can do this with like Microsoft Word docs as well, a whole number of different things that he can create and do. And there we go. So he's created a couple of like charts that if I want to, I could now export and download into a PNG and place into my presentation if I wanted to as well. Let's check out the changes. Awesome, look at that. So he's made a few changes to the color scheme. Again, you can chop and change and update this as much as you want. When you're ready, you can download and you can use that. And again, that document will now be saved in your document library, so you can access that and all the other ones that you've created previously as well. Hopefully, that's a nice whiz around of our AI Workspace. Dive in if you haven't had a chance to do so yet. Enjoy, good luck, and see you soon.